that came up at breakfast, whether it was an idea that somebody had or an idea that the table collectively landed on. Yeah, Pardo, what do you got, brother?
So, first of all, I thought the roundtable discussion was hugely valuable at the table with Chris and several others. So a couple things that jumped out at me is I wasn't even aware that in ESS you can automatically set it up in the rate management so that when you hit a certain occupancy percentage, it automatically bumps rates. I thought that had to be a manual process. So for me, that was a takeaway. And then also one of the things I brought up was that I'm used to having systems and processes and checklists in the single family business. And here I kind of feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So I may regret this, but like I'll volunteer. I think all the owner's manuals, SOPs, it's all here under one roof. But most people at our table did not have it systematized. It wasn't like a table of contents. It's all under one place. And I'm in the process of looking for another boots on the ground. I think it would be valuable for me to be able to turn over kind of like an owner's manual, an SOP library. And so I'll volunteer myself. If people want to send me their stuff, I'll work with my VA to kind of consolidate it into one master like SOP.
Who loves that idea? Hell yeah, dude. I love that. And then if you regret it down the line, just tell somebody else. That's awesome. Who else has, yeah, Ben, what do you got?
There's a financing table with Ian, and one idea that came up that I thought was cool was as it's getting more competitive for us to buy properties, one thing that a lot of people are succeeding in is letting the owner stay in with a little equity position as like an incentive for them to sell a meter.
I love that idea. And I'm sure there's necessary precautions to put in place to make sure that they don't intrude upon your dreams for their old baby, right? Right on. Great idea. Anybody else? We're just antsy to get started. Everybody's too curious about my pretty cool map back here. Who noticed it and wants to know? Oh yeah, what do you got, Eric?
So Chris Butler had a good idea to talk about pushing rental rates, and he said he likes to use spare foot to gauge rates from more sophisticated facilities, and use those as his gauge rather than using whoever else may be in the market that's not sophisticated because their rates are lower. So if you include those lower price facilities with the spare foot ones, it drags the average down. So he's like, take out the outliers, basically the low end, and just go off the more sophisticated players for your rates.
I love that idea, and that's a data-driven rationale to what I always say, which is just continuous upward pressure on the rents. You don't know you've gone high enough until you drop from 90% to 80% and go, oh shit, did I just ruin everything? You just drop rates back down a little and you'll be back to 88 really soon. But a lot of us like data. Hi, Terry. And so having something like that where you can use real numbers to bolster your confidence and raise the rates to where they should be. We never want to pretend that the competition's rates are the market rates. And the smaller market you're in, the more true that becomes.